Do you ever feel like you're sacrificing for someone but they don't seem grateful? You're always making plans, reaching out, and putting in the effort, but they don't seem to value it or reciprocate. And to make matters worse, they expect even more sacrifices from you without giving anything in return. If this sounds familiar, you might be being used as a backup plan. It's not a pleasant realization, but it's important to identify the signs and take action to protect yourself from further emotional pain and frustration. By the end of this video, you will recognize the top 10 signs that someone might be using you as a backup plan. So stick around if you're tired of feeling unappreciated and taken for granted. Let's dive into the top 10 signs they're using you as a backup plan. If you are new here, subscribe for more social psychology videos and leave a comment below saying I subscribed. I will try my best to reply to as many comments as possible. Let's start. Number 10. They are inconsistent in communication. When you're always the one making plans and reaching out, but they take a long time to respond, or they only contact you according to their comfort, it could be a sign that you're not a priority in their life. Being left hanging like this can be frustrating and emotionally painful, especially if you care deeply about the other person. It's hard not to take it personally when they don't seem to value your time or your feelings. And if you're always the one putting in the effort, it can start to feel like you're in a one-sided relationship. Recognizing the signs of inconsistency in communication is crucial to protect yourself from being used as a backup plan. It's important to take a step back and evaluate the situation objectively. If you're not receiving the effort and attention you deserve, it's time to re-evaluate your priorities and consider moving on to find someone who will value you as you deserve. Number 9. They make last-minute plans. Do you find that they always suggest plans at the 11th hour? It can be frustrating, especially if you like to plan and prioritize your time. This behavior could signify that they only use you as a backup option when their first choices fall through. It can make you feel like you're not valued and they don't care about your schedule or feelings. You might feel like an afterthought. They need to be invested more in the relationship to make plans in advance. Number 8. They are not interested in listening to your conversations. Have you ever had a conversation where you poured your heart out only to have the other person brush it off and change the subject? It can be frustrating when you're trying to confide in someone and they don't give you the time of day. But the moment they need to vent, they expect you to listen. It's natural to want to be heard and have someone you can lean on. But if you're not getting the support you need, it could be a sign that you're being used as a backup option. Number 7. You are not a part of their plans. Have they discussed their future aspirations and dreams but have yet to include you? Maybe you always hear them talking about trips they want to take or things they want to accomplish, but they never mention you as a part of those plans. That means you are not the one they truly want to build a future with. If they exclude you even after voicing your concerns about not being included in their future plans, you should consider it seriously. Number 6. They only reach out to you when they need something. Have you ever had someone in your life who only seems to remember you when they need a favor or help with something? It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a sign that they might not see you as a person, but rather as a means to an end. It's important to remember that relationships should be a two-way street, with both parties showing interest and support for each other. If you feel like you're the only one making an effort to maintain the relationship, it's time to evaluate whether it's worth continuing. Of course, it's natural to want to help and support the people in your life, but it can be emotionally draining and one-sided if they're only reaching out when they need something. It's okay to set boundaries and prioritize your own needs and well-being. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for saying no or taking a step back. Remember, you deserve to be in relationships built on mutual respect and care. Number 5. You are being manipulated. It's heartbreaking to think that someone might be using you for their gain. They might suddenly start showering you with attention and flattery, treating you to a fancy dinner at a restaurant, and making you feel like the center of the universe. They might even listen closely to what you have to say, all in an effort to manipulate you. And if the manipulation is intense, they might keep up this act for weeks. But don't be fooled, because once they have what they want, they'll probably return to their normal behavior. It's important to stay strong and recognize these manipulative tactics so you don't get taken advantage of. Don't be a puppet on their strings. Reclaim your power and break free from the grips of manipulation. Number 4. They never say thank you. It's so painful when someone you thought cared about you never shows gratitude or appreciation for what you do to please them. A simple thank you can mean so much, but these types of people don't have that in their vocabulary. No matter how much effort you put into making them happy or helping them out, they'll never acknowledge it or make you feel like it was a big deal. This lack of gratitude is a red flag that you're being used, so it's important to be alert and protect yourself from being taken advantage of. Number 3. You feel uncomfortable. If you're in a relationship or spending time with someone and you constantly feel on edge or uncomfortable, it's a sign that something is not right. Your instincts tell you that this person or situation is not good for you, and it's important to listen to that feeling. Whether it's because of how they treat you or what they say or do, you should never feel uncomfortable or uneasy around someone you're supposed to trust. If you're experiencing these feelings, it's a sign that you need to take a step back and reassess the situation. It's important to remember that in a true and healthy relationship, both partners should feel comfortable and happy. Efforts should be equal, and both partners should feel respected and valued. If you're not experiencing these things, it's time to reevaluate the relationship and ensure you're not being taken advantage of. Number 2. They never introduce you to their friends and family. This is a big one, folks. If the person you're with never takes the time to introduce you to their friends and family, it's a red flag that you're not a priority in their life. It could be that they don't want their loved ones to see you, or there's someone else who is more important to them. Either way, it's a clear sign that you're not being valued or respected in the relationship. If your partner is not ready for commitment, they may be hesitant to bring you into their close personal circle and risk their relationships with friends and family. Number 1. They only want to spend time with you in private. If your partner always insists on hanging out at their place or only wants to see you when there's no one around, it could be a major red flag. This kind of behavior shows that they're uncomfortable being seen with you in public, which can indicate that they're not fully invested in the relationship or keeping their options open. It can be hurtful and damaging to your self-esteem if your partner is only willing to spend time with you in private. You deserve to be in a relationship where you're valued and appreciated, both in public and private. If this concerns you, it's important to have a conversation with your partner and ensure that your needs are being met. A healthy relationship should involve mutual respect, public displays of affection, and a sense of comfort and security in each other's company. And listen, just a little extra something for you here. Don't let guilt get the best of you when it comes to relationships. We've all been there, feeling guilty for standing up for ourselves and what we want and need. But here's the thing, you deserve love, respect, and happiness in a relationship. You deserve to be in a partnership where both people are putting in effort and your needs are being met. So don't be afraid to speak up and ask for what you deserve. You got this. To wrap up, we want to highlight that this video intends not to scare you, but to help you identify the warning signs of being used as a backup plan. While it's important to be aware of these signs, it's also important to remember that just 1 or 2 red flags might not necessarily mean that you're in an unhealthy relationship. However, if you find that many of these signs apply to your situation, it's a good idea to take a step back and reassess the relationship. Now, you need to watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. It will show you how to command respect in any situation. Make sure to watch it now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.